Welcome to Badass in Action, the show that ignites your inner fire and propels you toward your epic goals. I'm Melanie Browning, delivering raw interviews, game-changing stories, and mindset hacks to keep you moving. Get ready, it's go time. Hello there, I'm your host, Melanie Browning of Badass in Action. Today, the badass that I'm bringing to you is Celeste Caime. She is a new realtor in the Arizona market. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm super excited to have you here as one of the things, number one, when I met you at a networking event recently, your energy, your smile, your friendliness, just everything just stood out to me. And then once I got to speak to you and hear a little bit about your journey, I was like, oh my goodness, she would be so amazing to have on and kind of delve into the beginning stages of a new entrepreneurial journey. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring you on here for. But first, can we kind of backtrack and kind of give a little bit of history of, what kind of work you've done and that sort of thing, and what's led you to stepping into becoming a realtor?
So I've been so many different things. I've been a Walgreens cashier. I've worked in a hotel. I have been a Montessori teacher. I have been an executive assistant. I've been a food tour guide. I've kind of been a little bit of everything, which is really, really helpful, especially in this field, because I'm exposed to a lot of different things in a lot of different areas. So
you sharing your experience, I think, is a lot like a lot of people's stories about, I had this kind of job, I did these different things, and so that's it's just reminding us that no matter, the different kind of jobs that we have, using that kind of toward what we're going to go into. So I just being able to give that background is kind of what I was looking for.
Okay.
So that's what I was wondering there. It's just, and it's, I myself have had a ton of different jobs, so many different jobs. And so what kind of gave you the idea to go into becoming a real estate agent?
Well, a few things. Since I turned 16, I've always wanted a career. I wanted some place that I could put roots into and develop long term and just stay for a while until I retired. And then two, it feels like my husband knows me better than I know myself. And one day he was like, I think you'd be really good as a realtor. And I'm just like, okay, all right. Because I was currently a Montessori teacher and I was loving it at the time. And after that, well, I did go to school for real estate school during COVID while I was pregnant as well. And I finished my class hours, I passed my school exam, and I was taking my state exam, but I was also 7 months pregnant. So the last attempt that I took, I didn't pass. So I kind of just told myself, we're not trying to have our water break during this test. I feel like that wouldn't be a good look. And so I just told myself, we'll just come back to it. And then 4 years down the line, I had parted ways with the people I was working with when I was an executive assistant. And it kind of just felt like a good time to get back into it again. So I needed to take a different approach than before. So I just reached out to all my friends, all my family. I was kind of just like, hey guys, I need to just lock in. I'm going to be MIA for a little while. But if you need me, if you have anything like really serious going on, of course, like call me. I'm there for you. But I need to get this done because I don't like school. And I just powered through everything. I took my school exam twice, passed it, and then I took my state exam once, passed it, and I literally ran out the door. It was nighttime. It was a long weekend. But it finally felt like I was in the spot that I was meant to be, because after really becoming a realtor and being a part of a great team, it opened up my mind to all the different things I could do with it. Like if I change my mind, I don't want to do residential, I can do commercial. If I don't want to do commercial, I can do investments, wholesaling. Like it's absolutely endless. So it felt like it was a spot for me to actually put some roots down and be some place where I could grow and build on my own terms. And, the rest is history.
That's awesome. I love when, we spoke earlier, and I love that concept of you made the decision, like, okay, this is the time, it's going to do it. You called your family, you let people know, hey, I'm going to lock in. I need to do this, and really committing to that time that you needed to study, to do the school that you didn't like doing, and really go for it. With that, and I mean, it was such a different spot than, being pregnant and worrying about that and having the time. So I love that, being able to make that decision and really go 100% into it is super powerful. And, with that, do you find yourself, like, was it hard to do for that time period? And how did you stay on track at that point? Or was it once you made the decision to go for it, it was easier?
It was once I committed to the decision, I made it easier. And I also created a routine. So wake up early, take the kid to school, come back, it's like I almost had to seduce myself into sitting down and learning and just staying in one spot. And I had a whole setup. In my kitchen. I had candles burning. It smelled nice in my home. The kitchen was clean. My area was clean. I played a little bit of background music just so I could, I know myself, and that was really important too, that once you know how you operate and what works and what doesn't work, it definitely helps. Because if the room is silent, I just look for distractions. I'm just like, oh, the neighbor's mowing his lawn. So I'm like, okay, we need a little bit of background music so we don't get distracted, so we can focus on what our teacher's trying to teach us, because we're not trying to do this again.
I love that you've been able to use that. We're not going to do this again. That's part of the motivation. And I think it's super important for, me coming from a background of, I do really well when people tell me do X, Y, Z. Okay, cool. Let me go do it. Kind of the people pleasing background, and then trying to switch into the whole entrepreneurial space. The examples that you gave of seducing yourself to be able to do the work. I love that concept of, having the area clean and, so your mind can be focused and clean as well, and focused on that, and knowing yourself to be able to, get the work done. And how was it working with that routine? Did it take a minute to set up, or did you kind of just know, okay, I've got to do it this way and I just need to stick to it?
A couple weeks before, I kind of already started to acclimate it into my normal life, because it kind of gave me time to make little tweaks if I needed to make little tweaks. Like, okay, I noticed that, I'm not getting him to school on time. Okay, we need to change something. So by the time it was day one of school, we have a solid routine down. We know what to expect. We know what time to leave. We have everything that we need to succeed. All we got to do is do it.
Awesome. And from once now, I'm not too familiar with what it takes to become a realtor, but it sounds like there are quite a few tests involved in the process, and the state's involved, and all of those, to me, scary sounding things. From there, once you get the word, yay, you're approved. Now that's just the beginning, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just the beginning.
So where do you go from there? Once you're certified, does the process begin before that, to start reaching out to people or to get contacts, or where do you begin now, the business element of it?
Okay. So for me, it's once I had my license, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do with this? Do I want to be a 1099 employee, or do I want to be a W-2? Do I want a salary position, or do I want a commission position? And I did a lot of networking and just talking to a lot of people in the different fields. And for me, it felt like I was trying to settle because I was scared of the commission part of it. So I was like, okay, we can be a transaction coordinator, or we can do something in marketing, something that kind of brings in consistent money. And there was always some kind of hesitation on the inside where I was like, you know, you feel like you're settling. You feel like you're settling. Like, if you're going to do this, jump in. Like, just commit, just do it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to commit to being a realtor, but then now what? Like, now what? There's thousands of places thousands of brokerages that can hold your license. So I kind of went into my resources, and I knew a family friend realtor, that actually got us into our home when we first moved to Arizona when I was maybe like 8 or 9-ish area. And I still kept in contact with her throughout the years, and I reached out to her. I haven't talked to her in years. And I was like, hey, if you could, point me in the right direction, that would be great. Or if you have anybody you could refer me to, or at least have conversations. But then she was like, oh yeah, I have somebody for you. So I met with them, and it was Russ from the Lawton team. And me and him had such an amazing conversation. It was effortless. It was flowing. It didn't feel like work kind of thing. It didn't feel like an interview. It just felt like two people talking. And I really enjoyed that. And it just seems like when something is effortless and just smooth, it feels right. It feels right. And I like the energy in the office, and I like the people in the office. So then he said, okay, I want you on my team. Like, without a doubt, like, I want you on my team. And I was like, okay, hold on. It's going kind of fast. So he's like, okay, take the weekend, think about it. But on the inside, I think I knew. Like, as soon as I left, I was like, this is the team I'm going to join. But, let's take the time to think and process and sleep on it. And come Monday morning, I'm like, I'm in. Where do I sign?
That's awesome. I love that message of, you just knew, and to be able to trust that, and to give yourself the space to like, all right, let's sleep on it. But like, you have that sense of knowing, and to be able to be confident with that. And then, but like, let yourself breathe and move forward with it. I love that. Because it makes it feel better. Like when you recognize it and point it out to yourself, then moving forward, it's like, oh no, I had this sense of knowing and this peace with it from the beginning. So that's super powerful. What has your routine, like, how have you set up a routine since then, and how's that been looking? Because how long ago was that?
That was mid-July.
Very recent,
Yes. And as far as like routine, it's kind of been trial and error to see like what works best, because you got to make calls, you got to go into the office for meetings, you have to do open houses, and especially with the family, you kind of have to like figure out what works and what doesn't work. But obviously, like, family first. But also, I waited a long time to find and be dedicated and committed to this career. And I'm like, I want to give it my all. And I have a very supportive husband. I set myself up early as far as like my child's school. So it's only like 8 minutes away from my husband's job. So if anything happened, like, he could take care of it so I can do what I need to do, or, vice versa. So the routine is still developing, but I think so far I do like making calls in the morning versus in the middle of the afternoon, like getting those out. And then that way I can go into the office for meetings, and then from there I can pick out what houses I want to do for open houses during the weekend, marketing materials that I want to choose for that open house, and then go back home, eat, and it's either make more calls or study up on what's going on in the real estate market, or, go pick up my child. So it's kind of like, it's nice to have a routine, but also be flexible for, those last minute changes. It's what works really best for me is going with the flow of things versus like trying to go against the current, because then I'll be exhausted, I'm frustrated, nothing's working, and then I get discouraged, and then I'll be my own worst enemy. And you can't be that in this job.
No,
you can't be that in this job. You have to be confident. You have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward, because as soon as you stop, you're done.
What do the meetings look like? Are you getting like furthering training, or like what does your team kind of look like? Like to me, it sounds like, you're starting your own business really, but you have the backing of the brokerage, but do they support you along the way, or is it just a meeting of kind of keeping you in the loop? What does that look?
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So for what we call the level 1 agents, the ones that are newer, haven't closed as many deals, we're kind of in the learning stages of, strategy, podcast, like kind of just learning and having a more in-depth understanding of real estate. And then also more seasoned agents come to like the all agent meetings as well. So it's nice to hear their perspective and, what worked for them and what didn't work for them. And then we also have Zoom meetings. We have all agent required success meetings that anybody can join at any time because it's on Zoom. So that's very convenient. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. Level 1 agents are still trying to find their footing, and then also Zoom meetings, and then also agents that have been with the team, with the brokerage for 20 years, since some of them from the beginning. So it's really nice to have those roots, and that's what I wanted. Like, I want roots. I want a career. I want to stay and be somewhere for a long time and just retire.
I love that. It gives you get the chills from speaking about it. I love that, connecting back to that desire to have the roots. I love it. And I do love hearing, the wealth of resources you have available to you, because I think that's, it can be super scary in starting your own business, but being able to connect with other people and hear their, decades of experience that you have around you to help guide you is super powerful. And I'm glad that's always helpful to have resources like that. And I also kind of want to jump back and say good job, even though I could tell by the way you're talking to reach out to that first contact felt a little apprehensive, a little nervous. Like, what is, you could probably fill in the thoughts that were going through your head of trying to reach out to someone that you really haven't spoken to and just kind of do an ask, you know what I mean? And then to be greeted back with something, very positive. Is that something you're finding more and more having to do in the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. Every time I make calls, that's what it is. You're just reaching out to people in hopes of a response, and you never know what the response is. So it's very intimidating because you don't know how they're going to take it. You don't know if they're going to hang up in your face or cuss you out because they're just like, oh, I'm not trying to buy. I'm not trying to sell my house. And sometimes it's like you have to take the leap. You have to take the leap. You have to take the risk, because with no risk comes no reward. So if I would have never reached out, and if I would have just stayed in a scared place, I would not be here. I wouldn't be sitting next to you doing this if I wouldn't have done that. Yeah. So, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to push forward.
That's great. Do you have any kind of routines to kind of keep your head in a positive headspace with being in this kind of market?
I love to be out in nature, and I love to eat. I love to eat so much. Especially now that, it's cooling down and the leaves are changing, in some places, And me and my friend Zena, she sent me a trail that we wanted to do together that's kind of near Flagstaff, where you actually can see the leaves changing.
So not the cactus changing?
Yeah, not the cactus. Not the cactus,
They do bloom once a year, but that's not right now. I love that.
So, and especially Sedona. Sedona is like my happy place. I'm like...
Oh, now's the time to head out there. This is being taped in October, and it's... Yes.
Yes. And I've been waiting for this moment, because I already have a couple places I like to eat down there too, and now that I can hike again and I know more places to go, so I could stay out there longer, and it's only an hour and a half away from my house. So it's a nice quick day trip just to get away and center myself and kind of be one with nature and be grounded, and then come back and just ready to go.
I love that. I love the fact that it's helping you reconnect with, the things that make you feel good and fill you up. And also, it's exploring part of the state that you're selling properties in. And that's kind of the other thing, like coming back to the food. I'm like, what a great idea, because you go out, you eat, you enjoy different things. But now you can take that. That's research right there. So people looking for different communities, this is a really good food community because X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Check this one out first when you want to hit this place. I love that, just to be able to kind of come back and use it into what it is you do. So how can people get in touch with you?
You can call me or text me at 623-283-2926, or you can give me an email at celeste.caime@lawtonteam.com, and that's spelled CELESTE.CAIME@lawtonteam.com.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to share with entrepreneurs that are kind of stuck in that scared place? They're in that feeling that you had earlier, like to make the phone call. They're stuck in that place of, is there anything that you can give to them to help encourage them to take action like you've been doing?
The only thing I could say is just, you got to do it. You just got to do it. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. But if you don't do it, it only hurts you. So I kind of just would tell anyone, just hit the button and see where it goes. It definitely helps to have a script, for sure, and like practice what you're going to say so you don't stumble over your words, because then that makes you feel like, oh no, I don't know what to say. Oh, what do I say to this? So that's what I will do, is like I'll practice what I'm going to say before I press the call button. And then once I hit the call button, it's like, here we go. Can't go back from here. So I guess getting to that place where you can press that button and you can't go back. There's only go through.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. And you just an absolute inspiration to move forward, and man, those calls and stuff like that, I feel it. It's but moving forward on it. I appreciate you sharing your experiences here. So if you're looking to buy, sell, make sure you reach out and contact her, and set yourself up, get ready, get your script prepared, and just push it and go. Continue being a badass. Thanks for tuning in to Badass in Action. Drop a quick note, DM, comment, or review, letting me know the moment that hit hardest or the questions it sparked. Your insights fuel future episodes. Until next time, stay badass, keep moving, and remember, you got this.